Have you ever heard this before? I'm sure you've heard this one. You've probably heard hits like these in songs. All three of these examples, and many other common drum phrases, have the same foundational rhythmic structure. Recognizing, understanding, and being able to perform this rhythmic structure is the first step we'll take on the path to linear drumming. Stick around. Since the title of the video has already spoiled any chance at a surprise reveal, the foundational rhythmic structure we're going to be looking at is the 3/4 polyrhythm. What is a polyrhythm? A rhythm which makes use of two or more different rhythms simultaneously. So what rhythms will we be using? 3/4 refers to a repeated rhythm of 3 being superimposed over the top of a repeated rhythm of 4. We're going to address these rhythms in reverse order. So real quick, if you want sheet music for the exercises in this video, follow the link in the description. Back we go. A rhythm of 4 means we play one note every 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can also think of this as being a repeated quarter note. Instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, let's count 16th notes in a measure of 3/4. That's going to be 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a. Practice this with me. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a. This rhythm of 4 is the foundation of our polyrhythm. In case you're wondering why we're using a measure of 3/4 and not 4/4, our final full polyrhythm repeats cleanly inside a measure of 3/4. So framing it inside a measure of 3/4 makes it easier to count and understand. Applying this concept to measures of 4/4 will be addressed in future lessons. Our second rhythm is a rhythm of 3, one note every 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can think of this as being a repeated dotted 8th note. Instead of counting 1, 2, 3, let's count 16th notes in a measure of 3/4. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a. But we're going to emphasize every 3rd count. Try this along with me. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a. Being able to count 16th notes and emphasize every 3rd count like this is going to be an essential skill in the lessons to come. Make sure you spend some time practicing this. When we put the rhythm of 3 over the top of the rhythm of 4, we get our polyrhythm. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 1. Next, let's only count the 16th notes that we are playing. 1, 2, and 3 E. 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 1. Now, let's take this pattern to the snare drum. Once you're behind the drum set and comfortable playing this pattern on the snare, start changing which drums and cymbals your hands play on. Switch the hand that is playing each rhythm. If you were playing the rhythm of 4 on your left hand and the rhythm of 3 on your right hand, try it the other way. Play the rhythm of 4 with your bass drum and the rhythm of 3 with your right hand. Leaving the rhythm of 4 on your bass drum, try playing the rhythm of 3 with your left hand. Now, play the rhythm of 3 with your bass drum and play the rhythm of 4 with your right hand. And finally, leave the rhythm of 3 on the bass drum and play the rhythm of 4 with your left hand. Why are we going through all this? Here's a few reasons. 1, because the first linear patterns we'll be learning are groups of 3 played over groups of 4. I want you to understand the inner workings of what's going on when we start learning these patterns. 2, we're training your ear to follow syncopated rhythms while still keeping track of the underlying quarter note pulse. And 3, practicing these exercises will help improve your coordination and timekeeping. This will come in handy when we start playing different combinations between our hands and our feet. And that brings us to the end of the lesson. Spend some time practicing everything we covered here. Thank you for watching, have fun, and I'll see you next time.